Wait till you hear, however, the role in social media, increasing dissent between couples. On the live line with us this morning, Tim Hoch specializes in family law, legal strategist through Fox News Radio. Good morning, Tim. This is kind of frightening when you look at the statistics, the number of people using social media, and it looks like a direct correlation when it comes to causing problems in marriages. Tell us more.
It's staggering, really. I mean, we're seeing more and more folks come in, and it's twofold. You've got people who come in and they want a divorce because they think that their spouse or significant other is addicted to social media, on the one hand. And then once you get into divorce, you find out that the role social media really has played, and it impacts divorce in ways that we've never seen before.
What do you... specifically, how does it impact? Because I know, in fact, I think we had a local firm that kind of gives advice, and they were saying, be careful what you post because your spouse's attorney is going to be scouring social media. I mean, they'll go in and scoop up all that information and interpret it however they want, right?
Right. I mean, that's a great point. You know, really, social media is very, very static. It seems like it's dynamic, but it's not. And so when I read whatever you tweet or whatever you post on Facebook, I can interpret that however I want. So there's no nuance, there's no subtlety, there's nothing about it. So I'm going to read it however I'd like to read it. I've got a case right now that has a couple divorcing, and the woman complained that her husband wasn't paying any attention to her. Well, we get into and that was the basis for the original divorce petition. Well, we get into the case, and we find out that during the course of her marriage, from 2009 onward, she tweeted on her Twitter account 56,000 times. And so, you know, we go through and we look at the 56,000 tweets, and it is a treasure trove of information for us.
Wow, 56. Well, no wonder you wasn't paying any attention. She always had her nose in the smartphone. That's a lot of tweets.
That's the thing. It's a lot like, and Tim, you probably see this too, the guy calling about a car in front of him swerving, cops come, and he's the one that's drunk.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. And you look at it and go, well, now, wait a minute. And he would say, when he dated Mommy, he said, I don't know what she's talking about. I mean, I never saw her, other than when her face was against the screen. So
yeah.
That's a lot of tweeting, 56,000 times.
Well, and you look at social media, I think, you know, just the way everything is kind of set up, and I don't want to point at one specific item to another, but it's almost like you have this whole different life that you're living compared to what your real life might be, and for some people that's alluring.
That's a great point. You know, it gives everyone sort of this alter ego, right, this different persona. And they sort of take that on and they live it, and then they try to step between both worlds, and it's just impossible to do so. What's
creepy about this and the statistics that you have is not only are you and other attorneys so readily available to this information, you're digging your own grave in a certain extent, but it's also the technology itself that is luring people into this infidelity.
Certainly it is, yeah, and you know, it's sort of an outlet, a means to an end, and it replaces intimacy, but in the same sense, it gives these people this sense of intimacy. You know, it's a broadcast to the world, but they think it's a broadcast to one, and it's a really strange effect.
Yeah, it is creepy stuff. Be careful, as always, what you tweet. Divorce until Twitter do us part. Interesting title, but scary stuff. Tim, thanks so much for your time this morning.
Thanks for having me on.
Wood Radio News Time is 7:11. Traffic and weather always on the ones. Here's Kevin Richards.